What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we'll be going over should you continue summoning on the Festival King banner. So I wanted to make this video because a lot of people were wondering, like, should I be getting dupes on my Festival King if I've pulled a copy before the end of the rotation? Should I be continuing to summon, or should I save my gems for the next festival? In this video, I'm going to be going over basically every reason I believe you should either continue summoning or you should stop summoning depending on your situation. So let's hop into the video. Before we actually hop into the video though, make sure to subscribe to your boy Amazing. We are on the road to 14k. And if you guys haven't checked out the giveaway for the 2,000 plus gems giveaway account that actually got 66 Festival King, link in the description to the video. If you want to go there, all the rules will be at that video, so link in the description. Make sure to check that out. Alright, let's hop into the video now. Should you continue summoning on Festival King's banner, man? I think depending on the situation, so let's say you pulled Festival King before the end of your pity, I would say at that point, do not continue summoning on the banner. And the reason for that is because King at 1 out of 6 is a perfectly fine unit. You do not need dupes on him to perform well. His ultimate isn't really something you're going to be seeing often, especially in like, you know, low tier PvP. You're really just going to be using his cards and then the enemy's just going to die. And you're not really going to be noticing much of a difference with dupes. The only thing that dupes would provide for your King really is going to be CC. Other than that, you're not really going to notice it. Personally, when I'm using Festival King, like, I have him 5 out of 6, but I rarely get to use his ultimate in the first place anyway. Most of the time, it's either I rank up these two cards right here, and then I get either a rank 3 with one of them, and then the enemy is dead. Regardless, the enemy dies fairly quick when you're using Festival King, and there isn't really any, like, there isn't really any units that can tank multiple hits from this. It's only really, like, Festival Merlin, but at that point, you know, the rest of the team is already dead. So depending on how deep you are in the banner, I would say if you're about less than 450 gems into the banner and you pulled Festival King, I would say stop summoning right there. But if you went past 450 gems and you're at like 600 pity, let's say, and you have a Festival King, it might not be a bad idea to get that extra 400 CC and also be able to use an increased damage on the ultimate, which is actually going to be a little bit better for you, because at base, it's only going to remove buffs and then increase the damage taken by for the enemies by 2%, which is not a crazy amount of damage really. And then, you know, the increase in like actual alt level power from 1.6 to 2.6 is not the craziest, I will say, but I think the CC is fairly valuable, especially if you are you know, especially if you really care about PvP and you are pushing and trying to get into the ranks. It's not bad to get like an extra copy, I would say. For the general player base, 450 gems and under, I would say definitely stop summoning on the banner. Save your gems. You know, you could actually save your gems for 2 weeks from now when you can actually buy Festival King's outfits with gems. Because let's say you want to actually pick up his outfits, it's gonna cost a decent amount of gems if you actually are committed to Festival King. Because you start out with 2 of the outfits here, so you start out with this one and this one, right? And then you also get a extra headpiece, which is this one right here. So you would have to get what is that, like 3 here, or you have to get 3 here and then 3 there, so that'd be not, so you would have to get 270 gems for all the outfits, let's say. So if you want to have a competitive Festival King and you want to play PvP in the higher tiers with like a 1 out of 6 and you're free to play, you want to make sure you have at least 270 gems saved then at that point to actually use it on King's outfits. So, you know, depending on your situation, again, if you go past like 450 but you don't have enough gems to actually get the cosmetics, I would say at that point just stop summoning regardless if you pulled Festival King. The only like scenario I would say where you should continue summoning and it's like, you know, you must summon, would be if you do not pull Festival King at all and you have to finish out the rotation. At that point, go for the 1 copy, because he is one of the best festivals in the entire game, like easily best festival actually at this point, after using him, right? And another like situation you could be in is like, you know, if you're at like 810, let's say 810, you have one Festival King and you just pulled him, you might as well finish out the rotation at that point, bro. It's only an extra 90, like an extra 90 gems. That's 3 multis. You still have another chance of pulling another king, and then also you're finishing out the rotation for a guaranteed 2 out of 6. So it's not a bad idea, actually going, you know, to finish out the pity, like especially if you get a king really late into the rotation. But generally though, I think the best like, you know, course of action is if you pulled him early on and you want to save gems for either the next festival or get king outfits, that is definitely the play. You know, remember, if you pull them later into the rotation, you're more inclined to kind of finish out the rotation and get the final copy, but you're never forced to do that. So remember to take into account that, like, the reason banners are made like this is to also entice you to continue summoning. So if you know, if you're satisfied with your one copy of Festival King and you have, like, you know, let's say like 100 gems left, but you already are at like 700 into the banner, right? And you kind of feel like, oh, you know, I could, you know, maybe like 2 weeks of PvP reset, I could finish out the rotation, get 2 out of 6. It might be the play to actually save your gems for the next festival banner, or invest them into King's Cosmetics so that his CC is as high as possible when playing into PvP. So, you know, this is definitely going to be a toss-up for a lot of players here. But, you know, my you know, point of view here is you want to make sure that you have, like, you either go for cosmetics on King, or you invest in saving for the next festival unit, because the next festival unit is probably going to be coming fairly soon. If you guys don't know, the one Esnor dropped around the same time as Festival King last year on Global, and the next festival that came after the one Esnor was only a month after being Assaultable Meliodas. So we're done. We're not going to have a lot of time to save, considering the next festival will probably be like a Mael or like a crazy Esterosa. We'll have to see exactly what it's going to be. But that character is probably going to be either a counter to King, or maybe a character that's able to, you know, fight up to King as well. So, you know, saving your gems for that banner might not be a bad idea, and could be a good option if you're a free-to-play player. So, in conclusion, man, do what you guys feel is right, you know what I mean? If you pulled one copy within the rotation, I would say stop summoning unless you're super deep into the banner. But remember, do not feel inclined to continue summoning, as that's the way these banners are made, is to get you to continue summoning. The guaranteed pity is a trap, I'm not gonna lie. If you pull a copy within the 900 and you're super close to it and you're like, oh, should I pick up my final copy of King? You know, at that point, it's like, you know, it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say, because you would only have like a 2 out of 6, and it's not the craziest increase. But if you do want the CC boost, it might not be a bad idea. And depending on how late you are into the rotation too, if you're only like 600 in and you have one copy already, you know, you might not feel inclined. But if you are like 870 and you just pulled your first Festival King, you might as well do it next multi and get the 2 out of 6. You know, you're not really losing much. You know, you're losing like an extra multi, let's say, but you do get 400 CC plus, and you're getting a little bit more damage increase on your ultimate. So I think overall it depends on your situation, right? Depending on the situation of the player, but I would say generally one copy of King, dip out the banner, either use it on its cosmetics or use it on you know, you want to save it for the next festival banner, whatever the case. And that's kind of just my you know, my thoughts and how you should be going about using your gems when saving them, because you know, the thing is with Grand Cross, they're gonna be giving out a lot of gems in the next like few weeks, because we have Tower being reset. If you guys don't know, if we go to actually battle here, Tower is actually on the timer now, so it's gonna reset in 2 weeks, and we're actually gonna be able to do it. So that's something to take into account, right? When Tower resets, we're gonna be able to get an extra 30 gems here, an extra 30 gems here, and then an extra 40 gems right here. So that's 40 plus 30, that's gonna be 70. That's 100 gems from Tower Trials alone, right? Like that's definitely something that can help push your gem count for the next festival banner. So you gotta take that into account. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.